Hey guys, welcome back to Loft Sports. It's Tyler coming at you with the Stanford Notre Dame game recap. Irish went to Palo Alto this past weekend, started off a little bit slow, but ultimately in the end took care of business, finished off the regular season with a 10th win and a fairly decent closure to the season considering the way things were earlier this year. Apologize for not being able to get the Boston College recap and the Stanford preview video out. We were out of town traveling for Thanksgiving, so it just wasn't possible to get those videos up. But fortunately enough, I can kind of talk about both games in the same breath. The Boston College game and the Stanford game, both opponents were very similar. They're blue-collar, physical, want to run the football, hit you in the mouth, shorten the game. You know, they're traditional rivals. Both games started out exactly the same. We started off very slow in both games, and then about midway through the second quarter, kind of took over and started to control the game and never looked back from there. In the Stanford game, it was the blocked punt. We were down 10. I was a little bit nervous. The weather was poor. It was kind of cold, eerily similar to the Michigan game. Thankfully, Stanford doesn't have the talent that Michigan does this year. We were able to overcome that slow start, block a punt, get a touchdown, and take control of the game and end up winning it. Is it going to be enough to get to a New Year's Six bowl? I don't know. There's a lot of teams in that 2 to 3 loss range that have a case. We're one of them. I'll have more about that in a different video. Now let's get to my takeaways from the game. So my first takeaway is same thing I've had since pretty much the first game of the season. It's just impossible to run the football for this team. The offensive line is built to protect the pass. They're pretty good at pass protection. They just cannot run the football. It doesn't matter how oversized our line is compared to the other team. The running game is just absolutely inept. We block a punt, get the ball at the 1 yard line. You literally cannot give your offense a better opportunity to score. And we run the ball twice, get absolutely stuffed. Then we get a false start, which is another thing that irritates the hell out of me. How many false start penalties is this team going to rack up this season? It's got to be a school record by a long shot. We've had endless penalties. Even in home games, our guys are false starting. That should be cleaned up by this point of the year. And then it's 3rd and goal from the 6. We have to throw a jump ball to score a touchdown. It's just frustrating as hell that we cannot run the football. Our running backs just don't have that home run hitter speed. Our offensive line just doesn't know how to get a push. The only time we can run the ball is when book scrambles or we run jet sweeps or end around to our speedy receivers. That's it. Takeaway number 2, I do like on the defensive side of the ball that our coaching staff is capable of making adjustments. That's a big part of the game that a lot of average fans overlook. We have started slow a lot this year, but we've been able to kind of overcome some of those things. See the Virginia Tech game, see the game against Boston College, and see Stanford. We were able to we were down 10 early. We did take advantage of that block punt, and in the second half, we thoroughly dominated. So Clark Lay, great job of making adjustments and basically shutting Stanford down in the second half until garbage time. And then lastly, Kelly's emotion is just not there. He's totally emotionless. You watch him on the sideline, his arms are crossed. He just kind of looks at times like he's not sure if he really wants to keep going, it almost looks like. He did show some fire at the end of the game when we got the strip sack for a touchdown to pretty much put the game away. Already it was kind of in doubt. And then he was drinking the Kool-Aid out of the Legends trophy in the locker room afterward. It's just, sometimes his in-game demeanor is a little bit concerning to me, but ultimately we finished the year 10-2. I'm going to do a little season review video, kind of break down my thoughts on the season, let you guys know how Notre Dame fans should feel after this 2019 campaign. But ultimately we finished 10-2. Now we just await where the selection committee puts us in a bowl game. Thank you guys so much. This is Tyler with Loft Sports signing off.